Hi, Josh. How are you?
Hi, good, Rachel. How are you?
Doing great. So to start, I was at the Q&A last night. Everyone kept, James kept saying John Wick on a plane, but my first thought was Con Air. But for
Right.
you, I like that it exceeded my expectations and was completely different than either of those movies right out the gate. Is that something you like to do with your work, or is it just kind of the nice happenstance of the movie like this that people have expectations and it far exceeds them and changes what we think about this movie?
First of all, I appreciate that, but far exceeding expectations is always the plan. It doesn't always work out that way, like it has to, the certain type of magic has to take place when you're making a film for it to be better than the sum of its parts. And I think this one very much is. And I think when James was talking about John Wick on a plane, he was saying that it's not
Yeah.
that, because it really, we what we didn't want to do was to make a central character that was anything like the other action heroes that we see these days. We wanted him to be original and fun and unpredictable, because that's kind of the best part about a film like this. You want to feel like you're in jeopardy, or your main character's in jeopardy the whole time, and not like what's going to happen by the end. It has to keep you on the edge of your seat, and this is pure entertainment. And I think the entertainment value is ramped up when you aren't quite sure what's going to happen next. And also the comedy aspect is what I think separates this from those kind of movies as well.
I 100% agree. And the last time I talked to you, I asked you a dumb question, a serious question. So I'm
Okay.
going to start with the serious question this time and then finish with the dumb question.
Okay, can't wait for the dumb one. Let's go.
But for the serious question, you are not a small man and planes are not exactly like for
Yeah,
tall people.
yeah.
How was it kind of planning the stunt work around not only your height, but like the things that you guys use? Because a chainsaw is also not very conducive to the aisles of an airplane.
There were the notion that we were going to take things that could have naturally been on a plane and have fights with them kind of went out the window about like 3 months before we started shooting. We were doing a lot of rewrites, and I think Jim came up with the idea that, like, why don't we just like try and get something in there that would just be totally absurd? Like, why would it be on the plane, or how could it get on the plane? And we thought, well, probably not with the gas, but maybe someone for some reason bought a chainsaw and had it down in the hold, and we had access to the hold. And so we wanted to kind of make it feel as kinetic and wild and scary and goofy as possible. And that was kind of the perfect tool to do that with. And yeah, being 6'3", being on a plane is always a little bit of a challenge, but doing fights like this with other guys who are my size was that's what makes it kind of fun. Like Marco, who I have the fight in the bathroom with, is bigger than me. So we were in this tight, confined area. And the challenge, necessity is the mother of invention. So the challenge of the small space made the fight all that more interesting because of it.
Yeah. And for my last quick dumb
Yeah.
question, last night some guy told you you should be in Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know if you know anything about that musical, but David Hasselhoff was at one point in that musical. If you could play any of the Hoff's roles, what role would you want to play of David Hasselhoff?
Oh, Knight Rider for sure.
I figured it was going to be Michael
Yeah.
Knight, but I
Yeah.
was like, I got to ask the
Yeah.
question after
Yeah.
that.
Knight Rider would be amazing.
Well, I
We
love
need to
it.
remake that. Yeah.
I love it. This movie is so much fun. I was
Thank
squirming
you.
in my seat the entire time. I loved it. But thank you for talking with me, and I can't wait for
Of
everyone
course.
else to see it.
Thank you. Yeah. Good.